So the media has been freaking out about Pierre Poilievre saying that the RCMP leadership under Trudeau covered up Trudeau's crimes, and it was despicable. But in any case, they saw it as an opportunity to attack Pierre Poilievre as doing evil American conservative politics by just saying that, yeah, if a politician breaks the law, they should be held accountable, and that will happen when he becomes prime minister. It's really not very controversial, but it was an opportunity. They saw it as an opportunity, especially with a lot of talk going around about Mark Carney maybe wanting an election sooner than later. So, the CBC teleprompters know their job. They know their job, so they knew it was time to get to work. Let's hear Pierre Poilievre here.
Are in saying the former prime minister, should be in jail.
That's not what I said.
Well,
that's
what I
said.
heard. What did you say then? Repeat what you said.
Sure, I'll tell you what I said. I was asked about the scandals of the last 10 years of the Liberal government, and what would I do if such scandals and corruption were to happen when I become prime minister? And I said I would have zero tolerance for corruption. Nobody is above the law. So if I could, in certain cases, I think there were scandals in the Liberal government that would be appropriately punished in that way. You think of the Green Slush Fund, where individuals were appointed to a board to manage public funds. And what did they do with it? They gave it to themselves. To me, that is a crime for which they should have been held responsible. People have got to be held responsible for corruption. And if you look at my remarks, that's what I said. We will hold people accountable for corruption.
There is nothing remotely controversial about that. That's just normal. In a sane society, that is perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see. What did Tokyo Rosie have to say about it? In Canada, the scandal isn't letting a former prime minister get away with fraud. The scandal is demanding accountability from those who let it happen. This is how effed up Canada is right now. Well, it's just the media actually doing what its real job is, not what they claim their job is. Their job used to be to inform the public, to be objective, to serve the public. It's not that anymore. The job now is to simply be a propaganda arm of their paymasters, which is the Liberals. When it comes to the CBC, that's almost their entire budget, but also the Liberal government is pretty free with money, handing out money and subsidies to like CTV, Global, Toronto Star. So their job now is to manipulate, right? It's not to inform, it's to manipulate, and that's what they're doing. Exactly. Those who can't see it are either too brainwashed or on the payroll. Well, it is undemocratic to have government-funded media. Certainly to have state media like the BBC or the CBC. At this point, it's just undemocratic, right? State media, I think maybe it's just fundamentally, and the CBC doesn't serve any purpose anymore. It used to be to serve areas that couldn't get media otherwise. That's no longer needed anymore, not with the internet. It's just, it now just serves, the power that it serves is not the people. It's a different power. Let's see. Canada Roast says, stay on target. The legacy media pushback against Pierre Poilievre's comments about the RCMP means we're exactly over the target. Yes, that's why they don't like it. Especially when, there's a lot of talk about an election coming up soon. Let's see. Exactly, however, the Liberals subsidize the legacy media. Yes, this is a big problem. In the election, you had Mark Carney promising to give an extra $150 million to the CBC if he won.
We will not only increase CBC Radio Canada's funding by $150 million, but we will also make this funding statutory.
But obviously, if he didn't win, they wouldn't get that, right? So that's quite clear. Pierre Poilievre was promising to defund the CBC. You might ask yourself, how is that even legal? I mean, it's just obvious bribery, media bribery. Right? I'll give you $150 extra million. Clearly, that only happens if he wins. How is that legal? I mean, Canada is an utter joke at this point. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.